Hello everyone, and welcome to my The Bold Fans channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. BNB spoilers. Will is persuaded by cunning Dylan that Electra is having an affair with her cousin. According to spoilers, a tangled love square is developing on The Bold and the Beautiful, and it's unclear who will be with whom in Los Angeles by Valentine's Day. Although Will Spencer and Electra Forrester's romance has withstood a lot, Dylan and RJ's combined attack is too strong for them. This is what Bold and Beautiful has planned for next week. Dylan takes advantage of RJ's crush Electra Forrester, who possesses female intuition, is aware that her homeless roommate Dylan is infatuated with her man. Will Spencer Jr., the art instructor, is obviously infatuated with her new landlord, but Electra isn't paranoid. Dylan may even have a cunning scheme to win him over, according to rumors. According to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Will Spencer, Electra Forrester, and RJ Forrester will all be employed at Forrester Creations, and the workplace will become somewhat packed. Miss Dylan will quickly become aware of Electra and RJ's chemistry, and be able to take advantage of it. Previews suggest that RJ Forrester and Will Spencer Jr. will have a fierce rivalry, much like fathers and sons. Dylan may even persuade Will that his fiancée is unfaithful to him, by taking advantage of RJ and Electra's flirting at work. She can offer him a shoulder to rest on in the interim. Electra and RJ get close. Dylan's actions are undoubtedly self-serving and evil, but they are not entirely incorrect. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Electra will be showing her cousin a bit too much attention, and they will even become close because they both despise his ex-girlfriend Luna Nozawa. Do you believe that Will and Electra's romance is doomed? Will Dylan succeed in getting Will Spencer to herself? Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Deacon's risky decision tears Steffi's hope apart. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful reveals Steffi Forrester Finnegan's apoplectic nature. She worries that her life will be in jeopardy because of the relationship her mother is thinking about. Once more, Taylor Hayes is by herself. Brooke Logan Forrester benefited once more when her planned remarriage to Rich Forrester took a sharp turn into a broken engagement. Deacon Sharp's advances have been accepted since he is susceptible. The obvious implications of Sheila Carter Sharp's response to the soapy side are being pushed by him and Taylor. However, Steffi is not going to allow any of them to justify what she perceives to be a guaranteed catastrophe. Hope Spencer needs to learn more. Hope Spencer recently remarried to her true love. She now wants Deacon to pursue a long-term romantic relationship as well because of that development. In principle, it makes sense for Deacon to be with Taylor. However, Deke Sharp's encouragement of his father to discard Sheila and Hope differs in that Hope ought to know better. Viewers last saw Deke when he was a child, and he has been out of town for years. He doesn't understand the danger Deacon is placing himself in because he hasn't experienced Sheila's more recent crimes, unlike Hope. Steffi Forrester Finnegan wants her former enemy to be an ally. Hope and Steffi fought for years over Liam Spencer's affections. Hope has Liam right now, but it doesn't mean she won. The long-form triangle plot involving Wood, Clifton, and Noel was terminated by BNB's writing staff. The audience enjoyed the creation of the John Finn Finnegan character when it was performed. A new dynamic was created when Finn showed up at the foot of Steffi's bed, following her second serious motorbike accident. Hope and Steffi are no longer at odds, therefore even though they are not best friends, it is possible that they will cooperate to try to keep their parents from reuniting. Deacon Sharp and Taylor Hayes aren't thinking logically. Love isn't logic, as has been said, written, and experienced by people on both sides of the screen countless times. Deacon has genuine feelings for Taylor, and it's becoming more and more likely that she will reciprocate. After being released from a lengthy jail sentence, Deacon turned to Sheila during his first moment of redemption. Brown's personality struck him as a kindred spirit. However, the success of Il Giardino and his close relationships with his kids have shown him that the similarities he shared with Sheila were only yesterday. He believes she is unreliable and a hindrance to his plans for the future. Sheila will be devastated by the aforementioned assessment when she realizes who her cherished husband has become. A fascinating daytime road ahead is created by her unpredictable nature, and the possibility that this show's greatest villain may not react as expected. But when Sheila finds out the truth, it's highly possible that she would react angrily at first. RJ and Electra from BNB. Should they be a couple? Comments from fans. RJ has already captured Electra's heart on BNB. People are already taking notice of RJ's spectacular return to the bold and the beautiful. Electra is somebody who has already caught RJ's interest. Fans have differing opinions about the possible pairing, but a bond is developing between the two. Important takeaways: despite being Foresters, RJ and Electra are not connected by blood. Since his return, RJ and Electra have already become close. Will, RJ's cousin, and Electra are romantically involved. Kissing cousins. Many fans thought the authors would couple RJ with Electra when he came back. The two were already flirting, as seen by the Friday, January 16th episode, so their suspicions were valid. Despite being Forester cousins, RJ and Electra are not related by blood because RJ's father, Ridge, is a Marone. The way is clear for an RJ and Electra pairing now that the specifics are known. Fans are quite interested in the prospect of RJ and Electra dating. Fans commented on a photo of the two lovers on BNB's Instagram site. The cousins' romance was opposed by many fans. "This is disgusting. Avoid doing it, BNB. I'm here for Will and Electra," said an admirer who wished Electra remain faithful to her partner. Some fans, though, were open to giving RJ and Electra a chance. "Leave them be, drama with Dylan is enough." One viewer said, "I think they're sweet. At last something intriguing. I think this is great." One commenter said, "I hope he has a good story with Electra." Teen love triangle. Electra's relationship with Will is in jeopardy because to RJ and Electra's developing closeness. Will won't be pleased that his girlfriend is hanging out with his cousin so much. There will definitely be problems at work and at home if Will becomes more envious. If Will believes RJ is attempting to approach his girl, tensions will grow and things could get physical. But Will won't get any favors from Electra if he asserts his power. Although she has always thought of Will as compassionate and gentle, this new version will make her doubt their relationship. The young couple will be put to the test with the addition of RJ and Dylan. Dylan, who has a thing on Will, benefits from Will and Electra's argument over RJ. This love triangle will undoubtedly involve Dylan. Maybe she'll get friends with RJ to make Electra envious. In order to have Will all to herself, she might also scheme to force RJ and Electra to be together. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Dangerous liaisons, new couples, serious repercussions. According to previews for The Bold and the Beautiful, there will be some thrilling and even risky activities throughout the next 3 weeks, from January 19th to February 6th. Let's take a look at what will happen beginning with the week of January 19th to 23rd. Things are getting heated. Eric Forrester has chosen to take over as Katie Logan's main designer at Logan for the week of January 19th to 23rd. At the moment, Eric wants to keep his decision to work for Katie Spencer a secret from Brooke Logan. Regretfully, Eric had to justify his presence at Logan. At Forrester Creations, Donna Logan Forrester will advocate for the release of the truth regarding Eric's row. Donna even asks Eric to return to Forrester on a part-time basis. But Katie takes Eric's side, pointing out that he was forced to retire from Forrester Creations by Ridge and Brooke Forrester. Electra Forrester, Will Spencer's girlfriend, and RJ Forrester will become closer, and RJ will discover that Electra and Will are dating. There will shortly be a tense run-in between Will and RJ. Deacon Sharp and Taylor Hayes are still being kept apart by Steffi Forrester and Hope Logan. Electra starts to worry about Dylan. Sheila Sharp's insanity appears to be getting out of hand during the week of January 26th to 30th, and it appears that she is becoming aware of Deontay and Taylor's situation. As Deacon keeps sneaking around behind her back, Sheila could even start looking into it. Deacon might even attempt to retreat in order to keep Taylor safe. Regretfully, Deacon will have to choose between being with the woman he really wants to be with and defending Taylor. Has Sheila driven Deacon straight into Taylor's waiting arms and wrecked their relationship? Carter Walton and Daphne Rose are still working on getting married in the interim. There will be problems if Eric's job at Logan is revealed. There is a lot of drama during the week of February 2nd to 6th. Will a significant portion of the February sweeps occur this week? Heartfelt issues versus fashion conflicts. Dylan is adamant about getting Will, while RJ is completely smitten with Electra. Fans will have all they need to see during the next 3 weeks. Keep an eye out to see what transpires. Will RJ of BNB force Will to leave Forrester Creations? Now that RJ Forrester has returned and his mother, Katie, has left, Will is attempting to find his position at Forrester Creations. Recently, the Bold and the Beautiful explored Will and RJ's antagonism. When they reconnected at Forrester Creations, they decided not to fight like their dads had. While Will struggles to find his place without his mother working there, RJ triumphantly returned. Key takeaways: Ridge and Bill's long-standing conflict is being inherited by their sons, Will and RJ. Will's mother founded Logan, a fashion house, while he continues to work at Forrester Creations. Will wants to ensure that his job won't be impacted by Katie's choice. The cousins' mutual affections for Electra and the ongoing fashion battles are likely to cause them to clash. The battle for Electra: Forrester's heart. When RJ first met Electra, he was drawn to her. Despite Electra's serious relationship with Will, RJ will continue to learn more about her. He may divert Will's attention by being close to Electra at work. Will can make blunders on crucial business issues or projects because of their strong connection. Will has demonstrated in the past that he has put his romance ahead of his other responsibilities, which has caused him to feel behind. By making himself appear more qualified for the position, RJ may take advantage of this. Alternatively, he could try to woo Electra in an attempt to reverse the situation. In order to spare himself the agony of witnessing them together, Will may become so devastated that he steps down. RJ Forrester makes use of his professional inexperience. Will lacks experience, but RJ is a trained fashion designer. Will is still attempting to establish himself in the fashion industry. Only after meeting Electra and falling in love with her did he consent to work for Forrester Creations. RJ might remind the business that Will, Bill, Katie, and Liam should all be at Spencer Publications. He might undermine Will's contributions to Forrester Creations by showing him favoritism. Will may be perceived by RJ as an amateur who was hired through nepotism. He could poison Will's workplace to the point where he would want to leave. Instead, Will may choose to work for his father's media conglomerate. Alternatively, he can choose to work for Katie's competing fashion firm. Will is gradually being forced to leave Forrester Creations. There's a subtle change going on behind the scenes, even if Ridge may have told him he still has a place there. Hope's couture collection, Daphne's fragrance, and Electra's jewelry brand are given additional attention. Will's role might seem unnecessary or redundant if RJ aligns himself with these lucrative new endeavors. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful reveal that RJ Forrester is back. But has Steffi hired a new stalker at Forrester Creations? At Forrester Creations, nobody ever truly returns without repercussions, and RJ Forrester's move back to Los Angeles might already be headed toward catastrophe. Another extremely unsettling figure is strengthening her grasp on the Forrester inner circle, as RJ returns to the building that contains his heartache, pain, and family legacy. Dylan is her name. And the caution signals are definitely glowing bright red now, if they weren't earlier. According to previews for The Bold and the Beautiful, RJ's return could not be the new beginning that viewers had hoped for, particularly now that Steffi Forrester has recruited Dylan into the organization, putting her in close proximity to RJ. Fans are questioning whether Steffi unintentionally hired another predator, a concern that no one at Forrester appears willing to voice aloud, given Dylan's odd attachment to Electra Forrester, and Will Spencer and her troubling past connected to Luna Nozawa's death. RJ Forrester is back, and the timing couldn't be worse. His comeback is meant to be a sign of recovery. RJ's return to Los Angeles should be a turning point after everything he went through, including betrayal, deception, public humiliation, family strife, and outright violence. He has been attempting to remove himself from Luna Nozawa's destruction for months. However, remoteness is not rewarded in soap operas. They penalize it. When RJ joins Forrester Creations, the company is already in turmoil due to fashion battles, familial betrayals, and hasty, emotional, and careless hiring decisions. And at the core of one of those careless choices, Dylan. Dylan's unexpected ascent at Forrester Creations makes no sense. And that's the issue. To be clear, Dylan did not gain her position at Forrester Creations in the conventional manner. She failed to turn in a portfolio. She didn't receive training from a design firm. She didn't advance through the fashion industry. She showed up, bonded with Will Spencer and Electra Forrester, and somehow, almost miraculously, got hired by one of the world's most prestigious fashion businesses. Eyebrows are raised just by that. The fact that nobody seems to know Dylan's true identity, however, is what really worries supporters. She is without a place to live. She won't talk about her relatives. Regarding her past, she gives evasive responses. Unexpected questions cause her to react emotionally. She stays away from information that most people would readily provide. This is not enigmatic. It is evasive. Fans are noticing that Dylan's behavior is similar to that of Luna Nozawa. It is hard to overlook the similarities between Dylan and Luna Nozawa. Luna was first adored because she was soft-spoken, seemingly vulnerable, desperate for connection, emotionally intense, and a highly manipulative beneath the surface. Trusted, safeguarded, until she wasn't. Dylan is already displaying the same behavioral patterns, including her obsession with particular individuals and her remarkable capacity to present herself as indispensable. Even more unsettling, Dylan appears to have absorbed Luna's energies, according to fans, as though Luna's evil did not perish with her. The unsettling reality of Luna's death. And Dylan's part. Luna Nozawa didn't just go. She didn't slip out of town. She didn't disappear into the past. She was slain. And it was Dylan's fault. Indeed, it was presented as an accident. Yes, a car was involved. There were, in fact, mitigating circumstances. However, death by car is never simply an accident in soap opera logic, particularly when the driver leaves the scene emotionally damaged but curiously functional. Too soon, Dylan transformed from a traumatized prisoner to an emotionally stable survivor. She has now become deeply ingrained in the lives of the same individuals whom Luna once intimidated. It's not a coincidence. Prior to Luna's attempt on Steffi's life, R.J. Forrester was Luna's first and most devastated victim. Prior to framing her own mother, R.J. Forrester loved her before the lies and murderous schemes got out of control. R.J. had faith in Luna, stood up for her, select her. She also ruined him. She had an affair with Zen Forrester. She put the blame on drugs. She created a rift amongst cousins that might never completely mend. Both in public and personally, she degraded R.J. Additionally, R.J. disappeared both physically and emotionally as her misdeeds got worse. Now consider this. Why would Dylan, the woman who killed Luna, abruptly put herself in R.J.'s path? Dylan's interest in Will Spencer is strategic. Not subtle. If Dylan's actions were just awkward or lonely, they could be written off. However, she is concentrated. Laser-like focus. She continuously follows Will and Electra. She interjects herself into their discussions. When she believes no one is watching, she keeps an eye on Will. She mimics his feelings. His presence causes her to respond passionately. This isn't a friendship. Fixation is what this is. Additionally, fans can't help but observe that Dylan treats Will with a mix of adulation, entitlement, and possessiveness, just as Luna previously did. Young, trustworthy, and emotionally transparent, Electra Forrester is both the wild card and the possible casualty. She and Ivy share a home. She is always checking in. She follows the rules. She doesn't anticipate being betrayed. This leaves her open to danger. Electra might not notice what's going on until it's too late, because Dylan now resides upstairs and spends more time with Will. Dylan just needs to be close. She doesn't need to overtly flirt or breach boundaries. And power comes from being close. The fake romance theory. Is Dylan protecting RJ? This is the part of the story where things get really risky. What would happen if Dylan pretended to be drawn to RJ? She needs cover not because she wants him. Dating RJ would allay suspicions and make her appear emotionally taken. Take Electra by surprise. Give Will unrestricted access. And RJ, who is in dire need of love, connection, and atonement, would be the ideal pawn. RJ desires consistency. He desires love. He likes to think that people are kind. Because of this, he is simple to control. RJ is very optimistic, and history is repeating itself. RJ has already fallen in love with someone similar to Dylan. Luna took advantage of his sympathy, his devotion, his faith in second opportunities. Dylan is aware of this, either naturally or purposefully. Additionally, if RJ lets his guard down once more, he can experience the same nightmare again, but with greater stakes, a more serious betrayal and more collateral harm. Steffi Forrester's pattern, good intentions, disastrous outcomes. Dylan wasn't hired maliciously by Steffi. She wished to assist. She thought it was important to give them a chance. She trusted Will's and Electra's judgment. However, when emotions are involved, Steffi has a tendency to misjudge dangers. Luna was underestimated by her. She repeatedly misjudged Sheila. She might be underestimating Dylan now. The repercussions are never little when Steffi makes a mistake. Is Dylan a successor or a victim? The most disturbing prospect of all is this. What if Dylan didn't simply survive Luna? What if she was engulfed by her? What if Dylan became a successor instead of a victim as a result of the trauma, imprisonment, and violence? Characters who inherit someone else's fixation are common in soap opera history. Additionally, Dylan is entering Luna's unresolved issues head-on. Last question. Will RJ fall into another trap? Peace is what RJ Forrester deserves. However, Forrester Creations is not a peaceful place. RJ might be in the middle of a slow-burning psychological catastrophe once more, with Dylan hovering while preoccupied, Electra oblivious, and Steffi oblivious to the warning indications. Is Dylan just another soul lost? Or is she the next big threat concealed by her terrible past and gentle eyes?
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.